This definitely has to be a 480p monitor upscaled to 1080p because there's no way. Quick show of hands, how many of you have ever been like, yo, I could use some extra screen real estate, but you didn't have it? It's me. I'm the person who always needs more screen real estate because a little tiny laptop screen just doesn't cut it these days. There's so much stuff going on, so many windows popping up, so many things to multitask with. That's why we got the Corprit portable monitor, which is actually 1080p plug-and-play monitor that can be used with anything, whether it's a laptop, an Xbox, a PlayStation 5 if you're getting the hookup on that, and even your smartphone if you want to make your screen super big. You have 3 different options when it comes to using this monitor. You can either mirror your current display, add a second display, or extend your current display to be a little bit bigger. We have 15.6 inches to work with here, which just so happens to be bigger than the 13 inches of this MacBook Air. That's pretty amazing. 2 more inches, plug and play, and then you can add them together and do some math with that. We have a very simple box, not much to see. Portable monitor and portable monitor, same thing going on both sides. But the box, who cares? Because the box is going in the trash. Just kidding, not the trash. It's going in the recycling bin. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, is that the case? That looks super nice. Carbon fiber. Inside the box, we have a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, which can be used for both power and delivering the video feed if you have a Thunderbolt 3 port on your laptop. A mini HDMI to full-size HDMI cable in case you want to plug in something else, like a gaming console or anything else that has an HDMI output. Of course, we have a user guide in case you need some help with some stuff. We got all kinds of foam here, which we're not going to be needing, so we'll take this, put it to just put it on the floor. A USB-A to USB Type-C cable, which can be used for power if you're using an HDMI source, as well as a USB-A power brick to draw power from the wall. And then we have the actual display, which has this nice carbon fiber looking case. Super nice. Looks like we actually have 2 bolts down here on the bottom to hold it into place. And you can flip it over and oh, it looks nice. And ooh! Wow, okay, this screen is looking good. It has a pre-installed screen protector, so you don't have to worry about it, and plus it fits over it perfectly. Looking good, because I hate installing screen protectors, especially when they're plastic. This screen protector, I might not even want to use, but you know, it's good that it's installed, because I would definitely not install a plastic screen protector. Now this case is nice. It is a leather-esque case with that carbon fiber design, and take a look. We have 3 different options here for when we stand it up. We got tall, middle, and more slanted action. Yeah, looking good, very sturdy. And this one actually isn't magnetic because remember, it has these 2 little bolts here, so you can take these bolts out to remove it from the case. Personally, I prefer the magnetic style. These bolts right here are kind of just protruding. I mean, they look cool, but in actual use, they're sticking out, and that's kind of a bummer. Because, I mean, look at this. Although I guess it would be this way when it's on a table, so it wouldn't really matter, but still, I prefer to have it flush on the back. That's just me. And maybe you don't want to stand it up, you can just flip the case back, lay it down flat. Although, I'm not sure why you would do that except for a situation like this, but in real practice, probably not the best option. And remember, you can even go vertical if you want to, so you can stand it up vertically just like so. And now you can have a vertical display in case you want to attach your phone, or maybe you want to see web pages in full length. Down here on the bottom, we have an actual hole here, which I guess you could put a pen in or something if you really want to. We have 3 buttons over here on the left side, menu, negative, and positive. Over on the left side, we have one of the stereo speakers, along with the mini HDMI port, 2 USB Type-C ports, one of them is just for power and one of them is for power and video. Looks like we have a slot here for a lanyard, although I'm not sure why you would ever use that. A micro USB port as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. Then over on the right side we have the other stereo speaker and nothing else. Down on the bottom we got nothing, and up on the top we got nothing. Really nice design though, nice brushed metal look here on the front, looking very good. This display is definitely massive, and overall this case is very good, you know, other than the bolt sticking out of the back like Frankenstein. But the case does do its job and work very well. Look at this. It's definitely not going to be falling on its own. I mean, unless there's like an earthquake. So obviously we're working with a MacBook, which happens to have full functioning Thunderbolt 3 USB-C ports, so we can actually just use this one cable for both power, video, and audio feed to the monitor. So all we got to do is plug it into the laptop, and then plug it into the top USB Type-C port on the monitor. Once that's accomplished, it is powering on instantly, just like that, because we got power. And as you can see, we do have the display active right now, looking good. We can use these buttons down here right now for volume up and down. So let's get the volume maxed out for when we test these speakers. Let's go to the menu and check out some settings we have. We have picture settings. Let's get this all the way up. Let's max it out. You know what? Not too shabby. It's not the brightest display I've ever seen, but it looks good. It has decent viewing angles, about 178 degrees. So looking head-on is going to be the best. As you go to the side, You know, not too bad, although it is looking a bit dark. Oh wait, brightness is different than backlight, huh? Let's turn brightness all the way up. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. We're getting some definite brightness here. I don't know why there's two separate options. I've never seen that before. Oh yeah, it looks a bit more washed out though because the brightness is all the way up. Maybe we gotta turn the backlight down a bit. I don't know, maybe it's just the page we're on right now. We'll check it out a bit in a little bit. Oh, we got contrast. That's gonna darken it up a bit. So let's do it to about 80 for now. And then sharpness, we'll just leave it at 2. Whoops, it looks like it just powered it off. Apparently holding down the menu button will turn the monitor off. So that's cool to know. Multifunctional buttons, you know? Okay, let's get it powered back on. Oh, that looks bright right there. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to set the display up to mirror so we can see the same thing on both displays. That way I can compare and contrast a bit. Oh yeah, it's definitely a bit washed out right here. It's a lot more vibrant. It looks a lot better on the MacBook, but let's go adjust the settings a bit again. Okay, so we'll turn the backlight back down to 5. Oh, it looks like we actually have more settings here. So those are all the picture settings. Then we have display settings, so we can actually rotate the display if we want to. So now the display should turn vertical. Although maybe it's not supported on the MacBook. That makes sense, because nothing happened. Oh wait, hold on. Set that to vivid, it looks a lot better. We have advanced mode, so we have aspect ratio, 16:9, 4:3, and 5:4. I mean, it looks okay, but the brightness is way off. I don't know if it's my settings. Maybe turn the backlight down a bit more, go to brightness. Like those whites hit too hard. The screen is a bit too reflective, like I can see myself in it, and it's just washing out the entire display. Like I know the MacBook has a higher resolution display, but for 1080p, this, like take a look at that text, the pixels are everywhere. It doesn't look sharp at all. And if you take a look at this, you can see how washed out all the colors are. Especially when it gets to the white end of the spectrum, you can see how washed out everything is. Let's see, maybe if I stand it up as they're supposed to. Oh, I don't know. This just looks terrible. Even just looking at the logo here, take a look at that. You see how washed out it looks? Then if we look on the MacBook, this is what it's supposed to look like. A lot more vibrant, a lot darker, a lot deeper, a lot richer. It's really a night and day difference here. I'm not liking this one bit. I don't know. I'm really disappointed in this thing. If you turn it down, it gets too dark and it's still washed out. Although I forgot we had more settings. We have inputs, you can do Type-C and HDMI of course. We have volume settings, and then all these other settings, but they don't really matter when the display doesn't look that good. Okay, bringing the brightness down, it's helping a bit. The whites aren't looking as washed out anymore, but still, the actual quality of the pixels isn't that great. Like seriously, on YouTube in dark mode, there's different shades of gray, but it's all just looking like one entire black screen until we bring the brightness up. As you can see, now we're about halfway up. You can start seeing the separation of the sidebar and the main screen. As we bring the brightness back down to where it starts looking okay, the colors just start to disappear and it doesn't differentiate anything. So you have to bring it back up, and as you bring it up, you can see everything, but then the whites start getting washed out again. But let's move on from this. The display doesn't look that good, but maybe it sounds amazing. So let's take a look at one of my videos here. Let's go 1080p 60. Let's go back to the beginning.
Back here with another video, and as you can see, your boy Rodrick is dead asleep. Why? I don't know. I've been trying to wake him up for a good minute so we could like go somewhere, but as you can see, it is super hot in Arizona today.
You know what? The video doesn't look too bad. Let me put them side by side to take a quick look. It's a bit on the bright side again, so I'd have to bring the brightness back down. It just doesn't look as natural. You could take a look side by side to see the difference here. Look how more natural it looks on the MacBook. Now the speakers aren't that bad. They're not super loud, they're a little bit tinny, but they are good for what it is because they're extra speakers inside an external monitor, which I probably won't be using. I'll just connect a speaker or even headphones if I'm using this. But really it's just the display itself that's throwing me off. It's not that sharp, and it's overall really disappointing. I couldn't use this. It's kind of hurting my eyes just looking at it. Like going from a Retina display over to this, I've seen 1080p displays that look amazing, so that's not it. My TV's still 1080p, and it's 60 inches, which is a lot bigger than this, and it looks sharp. You know, as sharp as it can get for being 60 inches at 1080p, but this one right here is only 15 inches, and it doesn't look that good at all. And then the colors and the brightness, all of that stuff, there's just something going on here. Personally, I wouldn't use this monitor. It's just not good. Like, I've reviewed another external monitor the same size. I thought this one looked a lot better because the display doesn't go inward side of the bezels. It's all flush on the outside, so I thought that was good. Plus the screen protector was pre-installed, But other than that, the other one looked a lot better than this one. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't buy this personally, just saying. There's other displays that are better, especially for the same price. And plus the other one had a magnetic cover. This one has these bolts, which I didn't like to begin with. But just looking at this, it's just too washed out, and the color reproduction isn't that good no matter what I do with the settings. And the sharpness is just way off. It looks... There's no way this is 1080p, to be honest. This has to be like 480p max, and it's just scaled up to 1080p. There's no way it is that bad. I don't know. I'm really disappointed. I thought this was going to be a good one. Let me know if you guys picked one up or if you have another external monitor you guys are using. If you guys have one of these, let me know if you like it. I don't know. This has to be 480p, though. It's just... like, I can't even look at the icons on the bottom. They're just all pixelated. Like, the whole thing is just so pixelated. Like, if you were using this just for, like, PowerPoints or something, then maybe it'd be okay, because all this stuff doesn't necessarily matter. But if you're trying to use this for a bunch of different things, there's definitely better options out there. This definitely has to be a 480p monitor upscaled to 1080p, because there's no way. I just can't. I don't even know what to say. I'm done.